This week on Dear Bros, stepmom tries to kick out her stepkids.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Dear Bros. Dear Bros is where we rip an advice column, pretend the person wrote into us, and we just give some really bad advice.
Some bad
Unprofessional.
life advice.
Bad life advice that you shouldn't take.
Yeah.
This week's article is Tim's.
Stepmom to the rescue.
They're
I know a
always
little.
so good.
I know a little conflicting messages there. So this one's a little different. Normally we rip questions from Dear Abby, but I actually found one on Reddit. There's like a little question section. I stole that.
Do you know that I had this thought to do this last week?
What, go to Reddit?
To go somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't know that you had that. But
Yeah, I did. I was going to, but then I'm like, nah. Like, I would just keep it like this, and maybe I'll talk. But I was like, as soon as I heard you say I didn't get there, I'm like, yes, he's in. He's in.
I am in.
Start getting some.
I actually had this one in my back. I texted it to myself, so it's old. It's like a month old, and I just kept forgetting to use it.
Oh.
But here we go. All right.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. Don't look. Don't read.
Oh, I can't read that well anyway.
I'm not gonna go through the whole thing.
No.
Like, they do updates and everything.
Whoa.
I'm not reading that. I'm just reading. I'm just
shit.
reading the first part.
Okay.
Okay. So the actual one of this is called "Would I Be the Asshole If I Asked My Stepkids to Move Out?" So don't look. Let me
Okay. So
take
starting off with a little humility.
Starting off with a little humility. Yeah, that. All right. My husband, 40 male, and I, a 34-year-old female, have been married for 4 years. I came into my stepdaughter, 16 female, life when she was 10. Both her and my stepson, now 12, were somewhat neglected and had behavioral issues when I met them. My husband and his ex aren't bad parents, but he travels a lot for work, and she's a bit flighty and self-indulgent. My stepdaughter and I hit it off real well, and I love both my stepkids. We all co-parented well, with me taking on a more active role in their school and other stuff. Both husband and his ex-wife were satisfied with me doing the grunt work for the kids. They both travel a lot, and I became the sole parent who was fully engaged. I own a 3-bedroom house I had inherited from my parents, and husband and kids moved in to live with me. Kids love their rooms in our home and their lives in our town. The custody arrangement they have on paper is 50-50, but their mom doesn't have as much space as I do, so the kids are here almost full time.
Okay.
So far, pretty good.
So far sounds like a fucking stand-up human being.
I would think so. A few months ago, I came back from an overnight school field trip with my stepson, to a very distraught stepdaughter. She found her parents together in my bedroom and was upset about the cheating.
Wait a minute.
I was devastated to hear this from her. After some sleuthing, I found out that their affair had been going on for months and possibly a whole year. I've been trying to get pregnant for the past 2 years, and we were having very frequent sex, and realizing that my husband was sleeping with us back to back was especially nauseating to me.
Dirty dog.
I filed for divorce and asked him to leave.
You know what?
A real, you did
Now,
it.
I commend people for trying to work through shit like that, depending on the circumstance, to each his own. But she didn't spend 6 months figuring it out.
She knew what she wanted right away.
Golf clap. Now, let's see if she goes 0 dark 30 on him.
He doesn't want this marriage to end and seems somewhat convinced that I'll change my mind, but he agreed to a separation and has moved out to an apartment. My stepdaughter was mad at both her parents and wants to continue living with me. Neither of them are taking any steps to move out the kids, who are still living in their rooms and living their lives as if this family hasn't imploded. I'd have been happy with having kids with me, but my problem is that both my husband and kids' mom feel at liberty to come into my house whenever they feel like it because their kids are here.
Oh, no. Wait, let me think about this. Continue. I'll think.
She feels no guilt about the cheating and acts as if I am the interloper. She treats me like I am their nanny, expecting me to continue taking care of their kids and leaving me with instructions and criticisms.
What?
Meanwhile, my ex frequently drops by under the guise of seeing the kids, but keeps trying to cajole,
Cajole.
trying to convince me into letting him move back. I love my stepdaughter. I don't want to do anything to hurt her further, but I can't take living like this. The amount of hurt and anger I feel towards my husband and his ex-wife is too much, and it's painful to have to keep dealing with them. The absolute cheek of them to treat me like this is making my head explode, but I don't know what to do about the kids. Everyone in my life is expecting me to suck it up and do what's best for the kids. I love them, but this is becoming unbearable.
Okay, so, I'm just trying to think of like legally what the rules are there. So she doesn't live there. The mother, the biological mother.
The only person who now legally lives in this house is the stepmother.
Okay, so either you sell the house.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to sell the house, you need to get because you're not going to get custody of the kids. So essentially,
There's no way.
you need to just go through the motions because that is another implosion waiting to happen.
Yeah, so you're right. I'm a little confused as to where the legality of this is. She can't stop parents from seeing their children.
No.
It's impossible.
So basically, she can say, "You can see your children. Get them out of my house because you're not allowed in my house."
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. You can see your kids outside of my home.
Yeah. File for a TRO and get a TRO,
The hell?
temporary restraining order.
Don't you have to be violent to do that?
Nope.
Really?
No, come on. People get fired for words. You can get a TRO for somebody being in your house.
I'm gonna get a TRO on you. We're gonna have to do the podcast like 6 table lengths apart.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, someone's going into your house that they don't want. It's like an unlawful entry thing.
Yeah.
And you can say you have to get the cops involved and make it a little bit more messy. But when you told me about this, I think I'm more in favor of this lady because when you originally told me the title, I thought it was going to be some bitchy stepmom trying to kick her kids out or her husband's kids.
They're ruining our fun.
Yeah.
I want my own family.
That's exactly what I thought of. But
I don't understand why I have to care for anyone else but me.
that seems like the mom.
Yeah, it does seem like
So
the mom.
the fact that I thought that, now I'm more so for her.
Yeah.
And the fact that this lady has not gone batshit crazy already, that they are going into her house willingly anytime they want because their kids live there, and the real mom is giving her instructions and criticisms.
This is how you take care of my children.
How big are her balls? How big are her balls?
Maybe that's what drew the husband back.
Maybe he likes balls.
And look at those big old balls.
But dude, can you imagine that? Like this, that is like a definition of no shame.
Yeah.
Or maybe no, it's even worse than that. Because you not only are you not ashamed of it, you think that you're fine. Like you think
You're in the right.
You're in the right. So you're a sociopath.
Basically.
Yeah, honestly, I think who's worse, the mom or the dad? On a lot of levels, the dad, but on another level, the mom.
They're both.
They're both. The dad just seems like a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
The mom seems evil.
The dad's a walking, talking dick.
Yes.
Like that's
But
just
the mom seems evil.
Yeah.
The mom seems she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
Home wrecker.
Holmes wrecker.
Yeah. What do you do? Yeah, you gotta get out. You gotta get out. And I don't know what kind of relationship that you're gonna have. You've known her for, she was 10 when you met her, and she's 16 now. So you know her for 6 years.
I kind of feel bad for the stepson because she keeps talking about what a great relationship she has with the stepdaughter, and the stepson is just like kind of there.
Yeah, well, he's younger, and she's getting to the age where she wants to like they can go out and like go do like kind of adult
I get it.
stuff, and she's a girl. But like, what the fuck? Like the fact that the daughter wants to be with this lady,
Yeah, that says a lot.
that says a lot.
That says a lot.
Now we don't know the whole story, but we know some of it,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
And who, man, were there any? I want to know, were there any red flags? Like any red flags? That's kind of weird because like you can't, like you have to let the mom around.
Yeah. You have
Fucking
to.
god damn it!
Things get so
You know what,
complicated
though?
with kids.
You're 34. You're a fucking spring chicken.
Yeah.
Spring chicken.
That means the stepdaughter was born when she was 18.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though because
I know, I'm
she
just
didn't wait till she was 64 or 54
Yeah.
or 44
Yeah.
or 33, 4.5.
Yeah.
Like you found out now. Good.
Good.
Good. You're 4 years in. That's, sucks. But it's better than being 40 years in.
That's true.
So, as much as this sucks, you might still have a relationship with. I mean, the stepson might not be old enough because he was 6 when you met him, so he might kind of lose contact or whatever. But the daughter's old enough to where she can kind of probably guess what's going on and like make her own decisions. So she might still stay in contact with you after the fact, and you can have your own adult relationship with her, which would drive the fucking other old mom probably crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what is your final formal suggestion?
final form. You just got to get out. Whatever your gut is telling you, do it. This is not the time for worrying about other people's feelings and not your own. As much as it sucks because there's kids involved, they're
know.
not your kids, even though they are your kids. But at the end of the day, you have no say
Or the
over
kids.
those children.
Yeah.
For 2 years for her and for 8 or 6 years for him.
Yeah.
You have no say. And even if you did have say, which you will never because you're divorcing their father, so you'll never get custody of them.
Yeah.
You have to think about yourself here. You
Yep.
have to be selfish, and it's going to be hard because you have such a close relationship with them. You made the first step by not taking back the dipshit.
Here's one thing I didn't think about till right now. So normally,
What kind of a fucking... The
normal.
daughter walked in on them?
Yeah.
What kind of a fucking... What? In the house? In the same house?
In the bed.
Ugh. And they're trying to have a kid? Bro. This fucking guy. I mean, I'd probably want to go drinking with him just because it would be fun to watch his decisions.
his debauchery.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want
We
him
all
in
know
my-
that guy.
I wouldn't want him in my house.
Fair enough.
What's yours?
What?
Advice.
So, well, one thing I didn't think about until right now, and I think we agree that when divorce happens, normally the woman benefits. And normally when there's kids involved, there's child support. There's not going to be child support here.
No, there's
So
not.
if she chooses to raise those kids, it's going to be her. Unless they decide to help, it's going to be her financially.
Yeah, she can't do that, though. She'll never get that. That psycho mom will never allow her to have her children.
Well, that was going to be my thing. So my advice is ultimatum time. You plant the rules, and you have to stick with them. You plant the rules point blank. My house, you're not allowed to enter it. You need to give me at least 24 hours notice before you do anything with the kids, blah, 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 blah. If you break these rules, the kids are not allowed to live here, and they're with you guys, and it's not my problem.
You're not allowed in my house, period.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed in my house.
Yeah.
Pick them up, take them to your house.
Exactly.
You're not allowed in my house.
Exactly.
There's no 24-hour notice. There's no nothing. You call when you're in the fucking driveway or on the street. You don't come on my property.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. fuck that.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. No,
I
no.
mean, like 24 hours to be like, I want to go get the kids. Okay, fine. 24 hours for that.
Yeah.
Or like, I want to meet them at the Dairy Queen. Okay, 24 hours. You can't just show up and honk your horn and expect the kids to come outside, and you cannot enter the house.
Well, that's where it gets weird though, because if she calls the police, and the police come there and they say, she says she's not letting me go in to see my children. She says I don't want her in my house. Her children are free to leave. And
That's where the ultimatum comes into play. And you, sorry to interrupt you,
No.
but you turn around and you say, "You're right. I didn't let them into the house. Also, these kids are trespassing. They need to leave."
But here's the weird part. If the kids don't want to go with the parent, you can't force them.
So where would they go?
They'd stay there.
Not if they don't belong. Would they get squatters' rights?
You can't. I don't think you can force them to go there, because liability. You force them to go with them, and then the mom kills them.
Okay, we got dramatic.
No, dude. This is how you have to think in a police situation where you have a child who's refusing to go with a parent or something like that. And I'm not very up on my laws, but that is kind of how it goes, because the parent is the one that's supposed to make the kid do it. You can't like restrain the kid and force him to get into a car that he's like doesn't want to go into.
Yeah, but you can't. Can they force her to keep the kids in the house? That's not the same thing as forcing them to go.
They
with the
can't
parent.
force her to keep the kids in the house, but I don't think that they can force the kids to leave.
That's what I'm saying.
So you get into a weird thing where the mom would basically have to go in there and be like, grab their wrist and be like, "You're coming with me. You're my children."
Yeah, I guess.
In which case, you're going to get a domestic.
All right. So normally we would read what Abs has to say, but she doesn't exist right now. But so they had updates, and I'm not reading that whole fucking thing because it's like pages.
Okay.
But they have TLDRs at the end of each of them.
What's that?
Too lazy, didn't read. It's
Okay.
like a small. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find them and see what happened.
I like that acronym.
Oh, maybe there aren't TLDRs.
No, this one's really long.
Update. Okay, there are no TLDRs.
Oh, well, you got me excited for nothing. So
we don't know what happened. I'm not reading it, but you can find it. I'm going to link the actual story in the comment section down below, so feel free to read the entire thing. And in the comment section down below, give us a TLDR and let us know what happened. I'd be very interested to find out. In the meantime, don't forget to go to brodownpro.com. If you have a question yourself for us, you can ask us by finding a little portal on there and just going ahead. Everything's anonymous. You can give us your email if you so choose, and we'll let you know when it's going to air. But other than that, we're not going to use names or anything like that. Blah, 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 blah.
did you read this?
No.
Maybe you should. I don't know. It looks like it gets good, but maybe we save it for next week.
Maybe we'll save it for next week. You never know.
You would never know.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Later, guys.